All right. Hello everyone and welcome to stream. I didn't even move away from my mic that time. I'm so sorry if that was loud. Hello everybody. Hello. Trying to catch all the lives since getting back into art a month or so ago. Really great advice. I am glad. Hello everyone. Just television, just me. Hello everybody. Hello. Welcome in. I hope you're all doing pretty okay. Or maybe, hopefully better than okay. I mean, I'm kind of just doing okay. But, hello everybody. How am I? I am recovering from a bad cough. Don't mind me. I had a bad cough and my voice was not doing great last week. So it's like, it has just been like the road to recovery, basically. Just getting over a cold too. Everybody's been getting over sicknesses. I guess it's just like the new, the new weather. It's getting colder. Is Patreon available on iPhone? Patreon is available everywhere, I think. Before stream sketch is a whole mood, but before stream doodles are always... you like how they just devolve more and more. It's like colds going around. Yeah, for sure. It's Canada for you. Yeah, I'm honestly happy that it's getting colder, but also, like, I don't think my body was prepared for the cold again. You're getting over the sick. Yeah, I don't cough myself to sleep every night anymore, so that's nice. But before we get... oh, I didn't even prep this. Before we get started, I also need to get used to streaming every other week. Because if you didn't know, our growing community is filled with tons of art nerds. And we art nerds have to stay together. So if you're an art nerd too, be sure to check the links to our social media in the description below. And check out our website for our class offerings where you can get critique, guidance, and encouragement from our instructors. Because we're not just a YouTube channel, we are an art school too. So if you'd like to support us so we can keep making free content, consider supporting us by becoming a YouTube member for exclusive channel perks like emotes and sub badges. Or supporting us on Patreon for as little as $2 per month, where you can get access to tons of perks like my working files, critique sessions, class recordings, and a huge discount on our classes that have a limited amount of spots. So be sure to check those out before they are gone. All right. You know what else I have to get used to is like streaming immediately after teaching 2 classes. That's another thing I need to get used to because now I'm like sleepy, but like that's okay. South Africa, it's scorching? I'd assume so. It is Africa. You guys are closer to the equator than we are. Before we get into the illustration today, we have our submissions. We have our art submissions for this time around. Yeah, today is Saturday. We have our art submissions. This month is the month of elements. Drawing all 4 elements. Next week will be the final week for you to submit for this month's theme. And then we will be in October. So I assume that it'll be like Inktober or Spooky Month. When that theme comes around. But these are the art submissions from this week. This one is by Galactic Firefly. Beautiful work on this one. Oh, I totally forgot to pin the... I'll do that after stream. Beautiful work on this one. Loving the mixture of color. I love it when people like really have their own spin on the elements. Like I think like of course you can go with water, but like there's lots of different ways that you could reference water. Right? And there's lots of different ways that you could reference fire. And this is a really, really good example of that. I think that this is a really gorgeous gorgeous illustration. I believe this is water. I totally didn't just do this like 5 minutes before stream started. But this is gorgeous. Beautiful colors, gorgeous character design, lovely silhouette. Well done. Thank you for submitting. This next piece is by Sasha. I think that they said that this is like a fire. I know that they said that this is fire, but it's like a fire construct, I think is what they said. Really fun. I love really sharp, pointy designs. And like this is nothing but sharp and pointy. A really fun silhouette. Love small character, big machine gun kind of type characters. This is really, really fun. I do like that. I know that it's probably like a flamethrower is what the gun is, but I do also love how rather than making the fire character just made of fire, it almost feels like magma in a way, or it feels like cooled cooled lava or something to that effect, right? Maybe even like coals in like a fireplace that have like just finished burning. Really, really cool. I like this character a lot. Thank you so much for submitting. This next piece is by Samuel in the Discord. I love a good foy coco. I was like, I saw like Fire Child, and I'm like, yeah, that's cool. I love a good Pokemon illustration. The DLC just came out, so I'm like, it feels like this felt necessary. Really, really cute. Of course, just sweet and simple little fan art. Thank you so much for submitting. And our final piece for today is by Yasmin in the Discord. We love a good Tabaxi. I'm a big Tabaxi fan. Of this kind of waterbending D&D character that they have. Really cute. I love the way that you drew the water, actually. It's really fun. I love the effect of the water kind of going through it. Makes it sort of look like there's gills going on in that watery fish. Very blobby. I'm a big fan of it. Fun looking character, fun design. Really fun techniques going on here. Thank you so much for submitting. Thank you all so much for submitting your work, even if you did not get into the stream today. Again, moving forward, if you would like to submit for the element theme, you have 1 week remaining. So next week on Josh's stream will be the final period for those kinds of submissions. But after that, we'll be moving on to a new theme. You can check those out in the Discord and the submission sections. Lovely Dario will post them every month. But yes, thank you all so much for submitting. Okie dokie. Yes, it's this one. I'm like, I need to remember where all of this is. Today, as you may have seen, today we are going to be talking about back muscles. We're going to be talking about back muscles. So today is going to be very, very heavy anatomy. We're going to be really going into the science of this kind of stuff. So we're going to be talking about muscle placement. We're going to be talking about how they move, things like that. So I'm going to give you just kind of like a small crash course on back muscles themselves. Did I scare you? I'm so sorry. Was I loud for a moment? But we'll be going into back muscles today. Very, very scientific. Because I love a good scientific lesson. So, let's jump into it. Would Corn and Grayson be friends? Probably. It's Corn with a C, by the way. I love it when people... You spelled Grayson right, though, which is hilarious. It's like usually it's the other way around when people spell it wrong. I love it when people are like, she couldn't have just named him Corn like the food, right? No, I did. I totally did. Back muscles. No, you're good. I think Grayson would be a little bit afraid of Corn at first. Rather than just immediately starting with writing, we're actually going to jump straight into the drawing portion. Because we gotta do our little diagrams first. Yeah, you didn't miss nothing, Silver. Corn, my beloved. Corn. No. I just played a session. It was nuts. Alright. So let me very quickly draw in our back muscles first. I'm going to try and make this not... I'm going to try not to spend a bajillion years on this. How long have I been teaching for? Since I was 18. So it's been 4 years now. I've been teaching for a while. I don't know what's going on with me today. Me neither, Naomi. You know, yeah. I have also been a bit wonky today, but maybe it's just because I was up earlier than I normally am and then immediately went into teaching. My sleep schedule has been really bad lately, so I'm like, I need to fix that. Back anatomy makes my brain hurt. It took me a really long time to figure out back anatomy, just like off the top of my head. And then even now, like I finally went to university for it, and then that's when it finally started to like properly click. And I'm like, okay, there we go. Now I kind of get what's going on. Because it was like before that, I'm like, I was pretty clueless on where all these muscles went. And then I went to uni for it, and I'm like, oh, you're explaining it all to me now. That's great. Stayed up so late at fall retreat and woke up early, so you know. I understand completely. We had guests over yesterday, and then I was on call with my friends for a while, so. Do you like drawing thick, bold strokes, like TV animation? Like very... like American? It depends. I personally really like kind of a messy stroke, I've learned. I've like started to like sort of an intentionally messy look. I do prefer more geometry, but whether it's I think I like a mid-weight line by comparison to super thick bold line work. I used to do a very super thick bold line work, but I think I stopped at some point. I am going to simplify this down for you guys, so it's not like I'm going to go through every single muscle on this back, but I'm going to go through the important ones that you might want to point out. So don't worry, we're not going to go through every single muscle ever. We're going to go through only the topical ones, by the way. We're not going to go through any of the muscles on the underneath layer. Because trust me, the ones that I'm drawing on right now are the topical layer because there is another layer of muscles underneath that have a whole different set of names. So we're not going to go over those. Don't worry. I'm just going to be going over the ones that are important for topical anatomy. Otherwise I won't understand. Yeah, there's a point where like you start to get into muscle that just like for topical anatomy, it's like, it doesn't really matter. Like, is it nice to know? Yeah, of course, but like, you don't necessarily need it right now. So it's like, well, don't worry, we're not going to go over that just yet. Or at least not right now. Okay. Watching you do this made me remember how the human body is just two identical parts smushed together. Well, it's really funny you say that, Cedar. There are two different parts to human anatomy. You have your axial skeleton and your appendicular skeleton. This is muscle structure, so not totally, applicable, but the appendicular skeleton, your appendages, so that's your arms and your legs and whatnot, you know it's part of the appendicular skeleton if it comes in parts of two. So things like you have two arms, two legs, right? Every piece of the appendicular skeleton will come in twos, right? So if you have two parts to your pelvis, you have two iliac crests, you have two collarbones, you have like two parts to your collarbones, you have two scapula, so on and so forth, right? Everything within the appendicular skeleton comes in twos. However, everything on the axial skeleton only has one thing. You have one skull. You have one spinal cord. You have one sacrum, right? It's like you have one of each of those, right? But by comparison, you have multiple of the other ones. You have two of each other one. So yeah, in parts of our body, we are just two copies of each other. It's very fascinating. What is the most important in anatomy, bones or muscles? It depends. It's not really what is more important. It's more like what you want to focus on. If you don't know your bones, you don't really understand where things are going. If you don't know your muscle, you don't understand how things are moving. So it is a little bit, it's important for both of them. There isn't really one that is better than the other. I'm not really going to go over these muscles, but I am going to just draw them in anyway. Because these ones actually aren't very visible topically. Like, they're there for sure, but you can't actually see them that well. Me trying to learn bones right now. I love bones. Bones I find are easier to learn than muscle. There's a lot to muscles, but like there's a lot less to bones. Like there's a lot to both. But I find that bones are a little bit easier to grasp by comparison to muscles. So like I can, like you can't see it, but I do have a diagram for all of this off to the side because I don't have the back muscles as well memorized as bones. Like bones I can kind of just do off the top of my head, but not so much with muscles. I know my muscles less than I do my bones. I really like bones too. Oh yeah, I also really love bones. I have like a whole collection now. I have, how many real skulls do I have now? I have like 6 real skulls now. Not human ones, but I have real, like 6 real ones now. I have a suckling pig, I have a fox, I have a rabbit, I have a muskrat, I have a stoat, and then I think it's a vole. I think one of my childhood friends for my birthday got me just a whole box of bones. I think one of them is a vole skull. I think. I found this really cool deer skull in our woods. Still had the antlers. I would die. I want a deer skull so bad. Like a deer, like a horse. Like I want an equine. An Anguilla grade skull. I want one of those so bad, but they're so expensive. I'm like, I'm not ready to drop like 4K on a skull, alright? Like this. I'm like, I have some kind of preservation about my money. But yeah, I do still have my skulls. If we have time, I might show them to you guys. I have a coyote jaw, nice. I have a jaw of again, a vole. I think it's a vole. But yeah, if we have the time, I can show you some of my skulls. A deer skull with antlers, I got you, bro. That'd be pretty sick. It's okay. I would rather just get it myself, but I appreciate it. Vole? Yeah, a vole. A vole is like a rodent. Okay. I think that's like good enough. Right? Do we think this is good enough? I'm like, I can deal with this. All right. Many rabbit teeths. Let's turn this off. Nice looking back. Good job. Thank you. I have a diagram off to the side so I can reference. Okay. So the first things that we are going to go off of for the back, right? Some things that you can actually see on the back that start at the front, that you usually draw at the front, right over here. Oops. Let's do this. Right over here, this muscle, this is called our sternocleidomastoid. Or, as artists like to call it, our SCM. Our sternocleidomastoid. Amen. This right here is called our sternocleidomastoid. If you flex your neck muscles, if you just kind of go ee really quickly, you make that noise, like ee, you can feel the sternocleidomastoid flexing on your neck. The sternocleidomastoid is what helps, I believe it's for the jaw. I believe it's bringing the jaw up and down and also like flexing the cheek muscles. If you touch the sides of your neck, say E, you can feel the sternocleidomastoid flexing on either side of your neck. Okay, well, you can say it out loud. Not just typing it doesn't really help. But that is what your sternocleidomastoid is. It is on either side of the neck. This muscle right here Girl, give me the hard names I will never be able to pronounce. That's why people just call it the SCM. That's the easier one. this muscle right here, this big kind of diamond shaped one, this is called our trapezius, our traps. People think Kevin is an AI in the Discord. Yeah, that makes sense. I have ADHD, so I'm gonna remember the long word even if I don't want to. There you go. Our trapezius. If you raise your arms for me and pull them backwards, so try and, like, if you raise your arms, so you're making your body like the letter T, and then move your hands backwards towards your back. Whoopsies, I smacked something off of my table. It's my coaster. If you pull your arms back, so it's like your hands are going back towards you, like towards your back, you can kind of feel the muscle between your shoulders squishing together. So again, put your arms out to either side and pull your arms back. So it's almost like you're going in like an Iron Man position, like your hands are going back behind you. You can feel those muscles squishing between your shoulders. That is your trapezius. Those are your traps. These control backwards. Oh, it's backwards, wrong back. It's arm movement. Your trapezius controls all that. Like upwards, downwards, as long as you're moving backwards, that is your trapezius. Your trapezius is helping bring your arms backwards. Yep, your traps are far down your back. Right, your traps are very, very far down your back. This is actually too low. Actually, it's too high. This is a little bit too low, though. This should be farther up here. That's my bad. Yeah, this should be more like that. It's like now that I'm seeing it again. You can kind of see your spine through there. If you notice all the little lines that I have drawn for, like, the back, these little lines are the direction of the muscle fibers, right? That's really, really important because the direction of your muscle fibers determine which direction your arms are supposed to be moving, which direction that muscle will try and, like, contract in. Muscles can only contract, they cannot extend, right? So when you have one muscle that pulls you inwards, you have another muscle that pulls you inwards in the opposite direction, right? So does somebody want to guess, if the trapezius helps pull you backwards, does somebody want to guess what helps pull your arms forwards? It's the thing when you go E, a bone or a muscle. The SCM is a muscle. Your arms, not quite. What helps pull your arms move forwards? Your pecs, correct. Your pectoral muscles are the ones that help pull your muscle forwards. If your trapezius pulls you back, your pectorals pull you forwards. So, at the front, if we were to look at the front of the human body, our pectorals actually look like this. The sinews of the pectorals do that. So they do help pull the arms forwards, by comparison to the trapezius, who helps move them back. So trapezius, they control the backwards movement. These lovely little fellers over here, kind of on either side of the shoulders over here. These are called our deltoids. or our delts. What the heck is pecs? Your pectorals. That's your chest muscles. Your pectorals are your chest muscles. Yeah. So your deltoids. These are your shoulder muscles. Does somebody want to guess based on the direction of these sinews? Does somebody want to guess what the shoulder muscles help with? It's weird that I find color-coded diagrams satisfying to look at. They are very satisfying to look at. Up and down? Definitely. Just up, though. Just up. Your deltoids do indeed help with going upwards. There are other movements, though. Yep, they do help raise the arms up. There are other things that they help them do, though. Consider the attachment points of said deltoids. Consider the other attachment points. Out. Almost. You're very close. Arms back. Correct. Back is one of them. Front and back. Correct. See, your deltoids not only help move your arms up, but they help them move them. Control. Upwards movement. Back and forth. Your deltoids help move your arms up to the front and to the back. They do all of that. All of your muscles do multiple functions. They don't just do one. So while your pectorals will bring your arms forwards, your deltoids will also help with that, just a smidge. It is the muscles under your armpits that will help your arms come back down. Do I remember what they're called? No. I think it's the teres major. But yeah, I could be wrong. I think it might actually be the teres minor. I could be wrong though. I don't totally remember. I already knew the name deltoid, that was a muscle. I felt so smart. Heck yeah. I feel like a child being taught the alphabet with how Jessie is talking. I love it. And yet this is like college level stuff. Alright. This next little friend over here. Does somebody actually want to guess the name of this next one? This is one of our last ones. Someone want to guess the name of this one? We're not going to do this cluster of 4, by the way. So you don't really need those ones. Does someone want to guess the name of this friend right here? Lats! Correct! They are our lats. Does someone want to guess the full name? I shall name the muscle Fred. Lats is correct, but does somebody want to try the full name? Latissimus dorsi, correct. The latissimus dorsi muscle. Or our lats. Now, our lats. Does somebody want to guess what the lats do? The latissimus. Does somebody want to guess what the latissimus does? Super smart now. Heck yeah. Upper body strength? Not quite. Boy, big word. You can just say lats. Move the torso. Turn your body. I believe that's right. It also helps with leaning side to side. Yeah. Your lats help with torso movement. I believe our lats are like moving side to side, right? Let me check that. What do our lats control? Extension, adduction, transverse extension, flexion, extension, shoulder joint. What? Wait, we could all be wrong. Give me a second. Because the origin point is what a lat's responsible for. Pull the inferior angle of the scapula in various directions by moving one of the shoulder joints. Oh. Yo, you know that it's been a while. I'm not that good with muscles by comparison to arms. What movement do the lats control? Adduct, medially rotate, and extend the arm at the glenohumeral joint. Okay. Never mind. So the lats, what they do is they bring the arm back down. So it's the lats that bring your arms back down. So they bring your arms back down. Medially rotate. You don't need to see it rotate. Maybe rotate arms. And extend the arm at the glenohumeral joint. To bring it backwards, I think. I think that's what it says. I'm just not going to include that last bit. But it's to bring the arms down. So if you ever wanted to know what it means to adduct an arm, it's to bring it back down towards your body. All right? You can say adduction or abduction. Do you see how it is a one-letter difference? Adduction is to bring the arms or parts of your body back towards the body. It is adduction. You are adding the limb back to your body. Abduction is to bring your arms back out. So again, when I made you do that letter T pose, abduction is moving your arms away. It's like they're getting abducted. It's like they're being taken away by aliens. They're being abducted. Adduction is adding them back to your body. Abduction is like they're getting abducted away from you. It is. Yeah, no, that's literally why it's called abduction. Adduction and abduction. Those are the two movements. So when they say, like, it's responsible for adduction, they're like, oh, it's to bring the muscles back down. It's to bring your arms back down. Notice how there's a word for everything. Oh, yeah. So, you know, if you hold your hands out, palms facing up, and then if you hold your hand, like, palm facing downwards, there's two different words for that. So the rotation is called supination and pronation. You only need to remember one. Supination. You need to remember supination because it's like you're holding a bowl of soup. There's supination and pronation. There's a word for everything. But yeah, your lats are to bring your arms back down. My apologies. I was like, I said it to help rotate. No, your latissimus dorsi is actually connected to the bottom of your arm right here, the bone. It's connected to the bottom of your bone right here. It's connected to your humerus. So it would help to bring your humerus back down. This is why bones are also really important to learn with muscles, so you know their connection points. Because your connection points, your muscles are connected to bones, right? Not directly, like there's a thing between them, but it's like your muscle is connected to certain bones, and that's what helps them move, right? So like it's really important to know which bones are where, so that if they go like, oh, your lats are connected to like your spine and your humerus, and you're like, okay, well, what would that do then? If it's going to bring it closer, then that means that the arm is going to be adducted to the body, right? That's why it's important to know both. Do the lats extend to the sides of the body then, or are they just on the back? They're not directly just on the back. If I was to do like a medial view, it's like if the arm is right here, they kind of do that. Like they kind of twist onto the humerus. So they kind of go along to your sides up to your arms. But they are not on the fronts of your body, no. Let's see how you do chin-ups, yeah. You do a bone study. I love bone studies. Bones I know so much better than muscles. Muscles I like, what do you call it? I second guess myself all the time because I'm not as well versed in muscles as I am with bones. Okay. Next muscle The last one we are going to be talking about. I believe this is also the lats. I think this is also the lats, and I just did this wrong. Yeah, this is also the lats. I just did that wrong. That's okay. Let me then fill that back in. Right? Am I wrong with that? Please. Yeah, no, that's all just the lats. So why did you... Okay. Well, okay. Yeah, this is all just the lats. Right here. The last ones. I don't know if anybody's gonna get these ones. But I mean, I'll ask anyway. Anybody wanna guess what these are? "27 bones in your hand." Yeah, lots of bones. Green. Funky hip muscle. It is the funky hip muscle. Gluteus medius? Nope. Fun guess, though. Oh, side fillers. Love handles. Well, that's where the fat rests. You're right. Lettuce. No. Lumbar is your spine. So not quite your muscle, but that is around the area where your lumbar spine would be. External obliques is correct. I'm rusty, dang. That's alright. You got a good guess. Your external obliques. I'll be honest, I don't remember what the external obliques do. I just really like drawing them. Hang on. External oblique function. Okay, so your external obliques help with contracting the abdomen. This one is twisting. And bending. Side to side. Okay, so I got the lats and the obliques mixed up. Much obliged, Your Honor. Is there cheating in art? Only if you decide to steal someone's work. Or if you use AI, I guess. Yeah. External obliques. It is for contracting your abdomen, twisting and bending side to side. You're contracting your abdomen. Just lean forward for me. That is your abdomen contracting. So that is you kind of crunching up. Right? Crunching up into yourself. That is contracting. Right? It is for contracting your abdomen. Your abdomen muscles are on your stomach. Right? Your abs. Twisting and bending side to side. So if you twist left to right, your obliques help with that. And you're also bending side to side. So if you just stay stock still and then bend left to right, that is also what your external obliques control. Your obliques are the fun little muscles that are on either side of your hip. They're kind of connected to your iliac crests. Is it when you're shrimping? Yeah. But alright, that is pretty much all the muscles that you need to know in terms of your back muscles. Oh, goodness. So what does this look like if I was just going to draw a person? Right? What actually happens? What can we actually see on a person when we're not just drawing all the muscles underneath like this? Externally, what we can see are the muscles that I have pointed out here. So if we were to draw a person who was pretty muscular, put some hair on the person? No, they're bald. It's a how do I apply this to the world moment. Yeah. So do you notice how high up the neck goes? You notice how high up these neck muscles go, right? Keep that in mind when you are drawing a person, right? If you are drawing somebody from behind, we don't have them from behind like this and then their neck starts down here, right? Your neck actually, like if you have drawing a person from behind and then you decide to start the neck down here, your neck will start way up here, right? So keep that in mind. Notice how high up those muscles start. The things that will be visible are your lats, 100%. This muscle right here, if you ever drawn somebody from the front, and there's this kind of bulging muscle right here, that is their lats. Your deltoid, of course. Give me a second. Okay. So if I was to turn this off, right, you notice what is visible and what is not. Right? We can see our lats. Right? Our lats do this kind of diamondy shape that's going on here, and they are very, very apparent on a muscular back. The deltoid kind of serrates into our lats right here. Right? You kind of notice how it sort of folds into our lats, right? So we kind of have our deltoids folding into our lat. They kind of do the same thing on the front with our pectoral muscles, where they kind of slot right above the pectoral muscles like that, if I remember correctly. Our lats kind of give us like a shoulder rub. Our lats kind of like wrap around from the back over to the front again. And then our deltoid is slotted right in between here, and then our pectoral muscles are right there. Everything kind of works like jigsaw puzzles. Like it's a puzzle piece. We can see this cluster of muscles just a little bit as it slots into the lats over, or the, oh my god, I've been saying lats this whole time. Our traps. This is our trapezius. Yo, my bad. There's a trapezius is this big diamond shape. Our lats are down here. Our deltoid has been slotted into the trapezius. The trapezius is the one that's kind of giving us a shoulder rub. And you can kind of see it happening here. The traps actually kind of stop around this area right here, where it's just a lot of tendons. So if we take off the under thing, usually if you see a really muscular person, they kind of have this weird diamond shape on the back of their neck right here. And that's where the traps stop, right? This is where the muscle stops, and it's all just like skin and fat and bone, right? So if you've ever seen that kind of weird diamond shape on the back of somebody who's really muscular, that's why, because the trapezius stop there. And then our lats kind of just wrap around. Now we're at our lats. Our lats just kind of wrap around our entire back until they get to our external obliques, which cause a bit of a hip dip. The more muscular you are, the more apparent that little hip dip is going to be. Or if you have a lot of fat on those love handles, that hip dip is going to be even more apparent. Yeah, kite shape. It's kind of like a kite. Generally, overall, though, you might actually see a line where your spine is supposed to be, because a lot of muscles, kind of like, if you've ever, like, done this with your fingers, like you're trying to, like, crack open something, and you try to put your fingers in between it, our spine is kind of right here. And our muscles sort of hug the spine like this, right? So you might actually see that nice little dip there because that's kind of where all of our muscles, quote unquote, connect. Right? So topically, all right. Oops. Oh, it's all a mess. Okay. Our topical views look like this. And then again, as our arms move, right, various things will change and shift and look a little bit different. Like our deltoids will move, our traps will move. All of these different things will move and squish together, right, when they are being contracted. So that's just kind of important to keep in mind while you are moving, right? So if somebody's arms are being pulled backwards, the things that are going to be accentuated are our traps and the deltoid. So if we draw this from kind of a topical view, our delts are going to be kind of pulled back here, like so. And this muscle is going to be kind of squished together. Right? We can kind of see our delts, the front of our delts, as we pull them backwards. Right? And then the same thing from the front. If we decided to do it. So our shoulders are moving forwards. These traps would be more extended. Delts will be a little bit less visible. You kind of feel that moving forwards. Right, hang on. Anterior. Anterior. Oh no, this is posterior movement, not bad. Posterior movement. Anterior means front, posterior means back. We consider the chest anterior. So posterior movement, moving backwards, you can kind of feel the trap sort of squishing in on itself. These muscles are kind of squished together over here, and then they kind of stretch apart again when we move our delts forwards. It's a little bit hard to capture. But the thing that will have the most movement, of course, is the deltoid. Yeah, back muscles are some of the hardest ones, in my opinion. Like, it's like they're, like, the other muscles make, I think, a little bit more sense than the back muscles do. Torso is crazy. Like, I find that, like, I grasp the legs and the arms a bit better. Alright, I think that'll do it for the lesson-y portion of today. Lots of muscle drawings, lots of figuring out how these muscles go on the body, right? There are lots of different muscles, right? The ones that are in here, these little tiny ones in here, they are visible from the topical muscles, but like it's because the topical ones kind of take them over. This one is the teres major, the infraspinatus is right here, and then the rhomboid major, which, like, aren't, like, super important right now. The scapula inferior angles over here as well, but, like, we don't really need to know those right now. The serratus are also underneath, but you see those better from the front. But alright, I think we're good to go in terms of getting to the illustration portion. The illustration portion, you guys wanted to see an archer. So we will be drawing an archer today. Thanks, Joe. Oh, can we see the skulls? Yeah, sure. It shouldn't take me too long to draw the archer. Give me a second. Don't mind me. I am not wearing makeup and I don't look great right now. At least my hair is clean. Just, like, give me a second to, like, adjust my hair at the very least. But yes, you can see the muscles. Just, muscles? The bones. Just give me a second. Jessie loves every chance to show off her skull action. Yeah, I mean, I got a new one. I got 2 new ones this summer. So of course I want to show them off. You look lovely, okay? I look like a mess. I look like I woke up in a jolt at 9 a.m. Okay. Alright, give me a second. Da-da-da-da-da-da. On cam. There we go. Hi. Oh gosh, my camera's all wonky. That's okay. It can look like I have the void behind me. Give me a second. Because I need to grab... Actually, wait. Let me grab the bones first, and then I will sit back down. There's fire over here. Okay. Ta-da. I don't really want to grab my vole skull because it's kind of on display in a hard to reach area. I mean, I can kind of grab it, but it's gonna be hard to show off. I don't want to. It's okay. Okay. I've grabbed 5. Like, I think 5 is good for now. Okay. Okay, hello. You know what's good about this white thing, like the white background, is that I don't dox myself. Okay. So, the very first skull that I ever got was a pig skull. This is a suckling pig skull. They use... It's totally... I'm able to take it apart, so like if I wanted to position the jaw in a different way, I can. Which is nice because I would always have to do that for like a character that I used to draw all the time. But this skull in particular is from the Toronto Zoo. Because what they did is, like, whenever, like, you know, they have to feed meat to, like, the animals, so, like, they have nothing to do with the leftover bones, so they give them to the local scullery, and they clean them off, and they sell them for educational purposes. One that I got this summer as a gift from one of my childhood friends is a red fox skull. So this is another really fun one. Again, jaw can open, I can look at all these teeth. This is a beautiful one. I was like... I was so happy when I opened my gift and like it was this fox skull. I was like, this thing is sick. Yeah, this is a red fox skull. Beautiful specimen too. It's nice and clean. All the teeth are here, so this is like a really nice skull. Beautiful. I love this one. I want to play with it more, but I haven't had the time to. Another one I got this summer was a domesticated rabbit. So this is a rabbit skull, if you ever wanted to see what the inside of a rabbit looks like. The domesticated rabbit, another one where I can like take off the jaw. I got this one at a local convention. Like a nerd convention. Like it was like a nerd convention. It wasn't even like it wasn't even like a skull convention or anything. It was like one for like anime and like whatever. They were like tabling there, and I was like, oh my god, I need a skull from you guys. I need another one. But the rabbit is really nice. No, I just want to like draw it more. How many curves do I have? Like 20. This one is a muskrat skull. This is like the second skull I got, I think. This one's jaw is affixed to the head, so it's like it's not gonna come off, but the teeth are very, very delicate, so it makes sense. This one's really nice. I love the two front teeth. It's gonna be out of focus, I'm sorry. I don't have autofocus on. But the teeth, it's like the two very prominent front teeth, and then you have like tiny little ones in here. They look great. I love this skull. And then like the third ever skull that I got is a stoat. This is a stoat skull. It's super, super tiny. You have tiny, tiny little teeth in here. It's gonna be hard to see. But you can have like really, really tiny little fangs over here. This one is also affixed to the skull, so it's not gonna come off. Because it is just really, really tiny and delicate. But isn't that fun? It's like you have like the front jaws right here, and this is all the back of the cranium. So it's like this all houses brain, and then this is just like the front jaw, which is pretty funny. If you haven't seen a stoat before, I recommend you look up a stoat because they're very cute. I remember I had a student who, like, his favorite animal was stoats, and then I was like, I have a stoat skull, and he was like, you have a dead stoat? I was like, okay, well, I felt really bad. But yeah, no, it was pretty funny. Stoats are really cute, though. Yeah. I think my favorite is the fox skull, just because, like, it was a gift, but also, like, I'd been wanting a fox for a really long time. Like, I love fox skulls. I really want a deer. I want a horse. I want something. Showing off the Kirby mug? No, I need a sip because my throat hurts. But yeah. I have a lot of skulls. I have a lot of bones. I have an entire, like, little vial of ribs. That was a fun one as well. I have a little vial of ribs, and I have, like, I have a bunch of other vials of, like, femurs and humerus and, like, tibia. Like, they're just, like, tiny little trinket vials. They're really fun. Okay, let's go back to here. Do you remember all the teeth in each skull and still apply it to drawings? I do, yeah. Full-on lion skull in the background. I do not have a lion skull. Those cost money. Money that I do not have, my friends. Thank you for the info, of course. You could say she's a necromancer, probably wouldn't be wrong, just saying. I don't have enough butterflies flying around me. Oh, no, okay. I was scared. I thought my chair was gonna hit my microphone. This is not a 4-hour stream, no, it's a 2-hour one, so you've got 1 hour remaining. Yet. I can barely remember where the facial features go. You get used to it over time. The more you draw it, the better you get. Bees back. Oh yeah, 2 hours today, 2 hours for the stream tomorrow. Yeah. I believe you have Iggy tomorrow. Yep, you can rewatch the lesson portion later, though. Alright. Hope I can close this now. Let's look up a reference of an archer. Archer back muscles. What else is fun about archery, especially with an archer's back muscles, is that you will be able to see their scapula and their traps moving, which is pretty great. Okay, there we go. Gonna try to paint clouds today. With paint, guys, to be proud of me. Good luck. You're gonna do great, Naomi. Just got John drawing human gestures. We love gesture art. Archer, yeah, I need a reference. Whoops. Where is my... There you are. Buff dude. Yeah, I mean... kind of need it for the pose we're doing. Now, the real question, right, is do I... who do I draw? Let's see, I could draw Corn, because he does use a bow every once in a while. Like, I could. But I'm like, I draw him all the time. But I also draw Pierce all the time, and he's the other one who uses a bow. Something you can follow along with even if you aren't great at drawing? I mean, you could try. But it isn't gonna be a Corn. I want to see Scribbles try and use a bow. Scribbles has no strength. Scribbles is our Tabaxi. My Tabaxi wizard. He doesn't have strength. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna do this I'm gonna draw Corn, by the way. I'm not gonna do the step-by-steps because, like, this is just kind of like the final illustration demo. And I never do step-by-step because I don't like step-by-step. So if you'd like to follow along, you can. He's so cute. I know he's cute, but he's like... not strong, so he doesn't have any muscles. And the point of this stream is muscles. Always comes back to Corn. It so does. Like, you can do your best to follow along. But it's not going to be step-by-step, though. Kind of looks like a bird head. Corn is based off of a magpie, so that does make sense. No, neither. I play D&D. He's my Dragonborn. I play Dungeons and Dragons, so he's my Dragonborn character. He's a dragon. It's really interesting because now it's like all these other muscles are showing up too that I didn't talk about, especially in this pose. But I know what all these muscles are, so there's no problem for me. You see kind of how there's that collection of like 4 muscles there and you can't tell which one's which. It's like, that's kind of just like, I was like, you're not going to see it topically, it doesn't matter. Not yet, anyway. Checking out Jessie's profile. That's here. I see nothing, Kevin. I'm so sorry. I don't see any links. Don't understand D&D terms, but slowly getting interested in D&D anyway. So yeah, it's fun. I recommend. You kind of see what I mean by that little diamond shape that goes between the traps right there? Oh, you see the link? How come I don't see the link? That's weird. You saved me from shame. No, every time that you post something, Kevin, like, I don't see any of the links, and I don't know why. I'm like, is it because I am the channel? I don't know. That's super weird. A description of what monster to draw. There's one that we just fought, and I can't remember the name of it. I don't know, somebody else give them something. I can't think of anything. They try to protect you from links. You're sensitive. Dang, okay, well. Like, yeah, I am, but, like, you don't have to call me out about it. Do you notice how the trapezius here slots in between the delt and the triceps and the bicep right here? Isn't that fascinating? It's like a chain link fence. It's like chain links. But this way you can also see the trapezius's entry point onto the back muscles here, onto the back of the arm here. Oh yeah, tabletop games are amazing drawing inspiration. Like, the amount of, like, inspiration that I got once I started playing D&D is, like, crazy. What's nice is that it also gives you a lot of, like, practice with stuff like, same face syndrome. If you're the type of person who ends up drawing the same kind of person over and over and over, you kind of can't do that with D&D just because there are so many different types of people. So it's like, it's really fun to get used to drawing people in different ways. Where'd you get the ref from? I looked up Archer back muscles. I just found it off of Google. Now, forgive me, because Corin's anatomy is kind of cartoony, so I am gonna, even though this torso is very, like, pretty on the money, the rest of it's gonna be a little bit funky, so do not mind me as I adequate for my very cartoony son. Search prompt. No, that's literally it. That's quite literally what I looked up. I looked up Archer back muscles. Like, that's exactly what I looked up, and I found him. He's like the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, he's the 9th result. When are we making an anatomy video? There already is one. We have some pretty old anatomy videos. Like, we've got some from, like, from ages ago. I think we have one for the skull, like how to draw skulls. That's, like, fairly recent. You seen the skull one? Yeah, yeah. Well, it's very huggable. He is very huggable. My danger baby. Very detailed back, and then his head is just thick Dorito. Pretty much. Your favorite is the bird wing anatomy video? That was a fun one to teach. I will say. This is not me trying to add on perspective, by the way. This is quite literally just how big Korn's forearm ends up getting. It's just big. Like, Korn has the silhouette of, like... Korn looks like this. Like, his hands are like that. It's like Korn has like a funky kind of... What's that one Ben 10 alien? You know the one, a gray matter. He's kind of got the same... He's kind of got the same silhouette as gray matter. Is that Korn? Yeah. Dumbbell arms, pretty much. My boy is the barbarian of the party, so he's gotta be strong. Listen, I was either gonna draw Korn or I was gonna draw Atreus. I'm like, which one of the two? I'm like, I've chosen the one that I created. How tall is he? He is 4'2", if I remember correctly. Yeah, D&D species. Dungeons and Dragons. Oh no, wait, I'm drawing this wrong. Bo's as big as him. Oh yeah. I like role-playing. It's very fun to RP as Korn. Because Korn's like a little kid, so it's just really fun to play as him. Ooh, ghost shrimps. Have fun. Videos are the best to watch. I appreciate it. I have like, it's so funny the way that I've just kind of like moved this illustration over this entire huge like canvas, and then just like I haven't like adjusted it properly for the actual like illustration itself. Yeah, just like the rest of the things that I did today. gonna use like a no, what do you call it? A brush with no pen pressure, just because I am lazy right now. It takes me 3 hours to do a rough sketch. It depends on what I'm doing. Like, this is nice and easy, so it's not like it's crazy to do. So it's like this, like the demos that I did in my classes earlier today, exclamation point classes. Where are they? Where are my demos? This is one. So one of them, I did draw scribbles today. So this was one of them for my digital art in the morning. This is my digital art class demo, which was nice and quick. And then I did another one. This one is also really, really quick for my mentorship. Come on, load. I know. It has like 70 layers. And it's just because I copy pasted the same like umbrella over and over. Come on. You can do it. There you go. It's like, this one isn't even intense. There's just a lot of layers that have like nothing on them. But yeah, it's like this. These were the 2 demos from today. Nice and simple. I just kind of felt like doing simple art. I feel like doing simple art today. I have no thoughts, just simple. Their horns. I just thought he had a really knobbly head. This is a different character. This is Scribbles. Scribbles is a cat. Scribbles is a tabaxi. Those are demos? Yeah. These are class demos. Abby, hello. You go to art school? I am the art school teacher. This is an art school. This channel is for an art school. We are an art studio. Wingcanvas.com. Check us out. Jessie is the art school. Yeah, I am the art school. I'm actually the building. So if you ever find a wing canvas building, that's me, actually. I am at the side of the road. I am the one at the side of the road. You fool, I am the art school. Play it off as so simple and easy. It looks too professional to be simple. This is not what I consider, like, my extremely professional work. Like, if I was working totally seriously, I'd produce something more like this. Like, this is more along the lines of, like, yeah, this is something that I would do, like, properly. Like, you can already see all the D&D characters. Like, there's Corn, there's Scribbles, right? Looted died recently, so he's not in our party anymore. But, yeah, this is more along the lines of what I draw, is something a little bit more like this. Yeah. That's not so much. Thank you. Yeah, Corn's super beefy. Yeah, rest in peace, Lunan. It's okay. We have his daughter now, actually. She's joined the party, which is fun. Who, Green? The Green Man? That's Pierce. This is Pierce. Pierce is my partner's character, actually. Pierce is our ranger. Pierce is Corn's adoptive dad. So, I play as Corn, and then my partner plays as Pierce, and Pierce is Corn's adoptive dad. Which just turned out as coincidence. Which is really funny. Reminds me of Beast Boy. Pierce is slowly turning into a dragon, and we don't really know why. Which is kind of funny. What time is your classes? I just taught both of them, so, my digital art classes are at 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. EST on Saturdays. And my mentorship classes are from 12:30 till 2:30 p.m. EST. So I am done teaching my mentorship 30 minutes before I stream. But if you'd like to see how that works out for you, if that doesn't work in your time zone, we do also offer recorded learning. So for those individuals who do not have the same time zone or don't have time, you can also opt for recorded learning, in which then you can get the class recording after it's already happened. However, I do actually recommend the in-person one because then you can joke around and stuff like that with the other students, or you can hang out, or you can ask me direct questions. One example actually today that's like a good example of like, oh, this is why you should join like the in-person is I used an example of an art piece during like my class, but like I can't actually show it. But I was able to lead them to the artist. So it's a little bit, it is different, like being in person versus getting the recorded option, but the recorded option is still pretty good if you are on a time crunch or if you are on a time zone difference. Live is always better because you can listen to Jessie with all her fun stories. My strange stories. Time zone for Wing Canvas? Eastern Standard. Generally. Some of our instructors actually aren't in Eastern Standard. But I am in Eastern, but the good majority of the studio is Eastern Standard. You ask for questions even though it's a recorded lesson for the next session? Yeah. You just gotta ask them in the Google Classroom. And then, like myself or the other instructors, whoever's class you get into, can answer them later on. But it won't be, it's not as easy as, like, you know, like just asking me if I was there, right? It's one of those things where it's like you gotta, it's like emailing your teacher, right? You gotta wait for a response, so it is better if it's in person. You ever use Clip Studio or do you stay with Photoshop? Clip I use, Clip is my backup program. Clip is what I use if I'm working with heavy perspective or something. So if I really need to work on something kind of fast and like I know that the perspective is going to be kind of rough, then I will also switch to Clip to use the perspective ruler. Or if I'm also feeling extremely lazy and I know I have a lot of coloring to do, I will also switch to Clip for their superior paint bucket tool. But more often than not, no, I just kind of stick with Photoshop. Especially for, like, streams, it's like, I'm just gonna stick with this program because it's easier. There was a time when, for streams I had to, for those of you who remember, if you were there during that time, there was a time when I had to use Medibang to stream. And one of the streams for that was, like, the reptile anatomy stream where I drew, like, this reptile woman, the snake woman. And I was trying to do a trick with her scales, which I knew I could do on Photoshop and not so much on Medibang, so I started it in Medibang, and then it just didn't pan out. And I got so frustrated to the point where I was like, can I just switch to, I'm just gonna switch to Photoshop. So I swapped over, and then I was able to finish it a lot quicker, but even though most of the time it is the artist, not the program, sometimes getting a good program also helps. Use Ibis, it's free. Yeah. Whatever you can use, you know? Can animate in Ibis now? I know that Procreate is releasing like a new animation software that's like a flat rate, like a flat price of like 19 bucks, which is like really good. Yeah, it's same with traditional tools. It's all about what you do with the tools, but some pencils break more often than others. It's true. Yeah. Sometimes it's just better to get something better. But don't start with the better thing first. Might be better if you opt for the cheaper option first. Try it out, and then, in the future, you can then reward yourself with something nicer. That's how it is with equipment as well. Procreate Dream is the animating app. Yeah, it's supposed to be like I haven't actually heard anything about it yet because I don't think it's released yet, but I am excited for all Procreate users. You think Jessie started with her fancy desk, do you? No, I started by drawing on my bed, and that led to my my scoliosis. So don't do that. Get a desk. Sorry, I had to check. I had to like measure really quickly where this. There we go. The heck is a scoliosis? It's your spine being bent out of place. And it hurts a lot. I am in physical pain, always. I draw exclusively on my phone and traditionally in random notebooks. I used to do that when I was in school. I really need to draw traditionally more often nowadays. I'm like, I feel like I want to draw traditionally more, but like all of my work is digital, so I'm like, I don't get the chance. I actually have a curved spine. Well, I mean, if you have a curved spine, you should have that. But in terms of like scoliosis, it's curved the wrong way. What kind of... what? That is not a word, my friend. Creative's life. Pain for beauty. Yep, pretty much. What do you like to draw? I'm drawing it right now. I love drawing corn. I like drawing my D&D characters. I like drawing my friends' D&D characters. I like drawing Kirby. I like drawing monsters. I like drawing like everything. I like drawing anatomy. The only thing I don't like drawing is cars, really. Like cars and vehicles. Which sucks for my little cousin because he loves drawing cars. He loves cars and vehicles, so it's like every time that they come over, like my cousins come over, he's like, Jess, can you draw can you draw a speedboat for me? And I'm like, no, buddy. I'm like, I don't want to, my guy. Sometimes I will. Sometimes I'll cave. But most of the time I'll just sit there and draw with my little cousins, and like we'll all just kind of draw whatever we want. I have a lot of little things saved. I have a lot of little little doodles that my cousins have done for me. I have them saved in my sketchbook. He'll draw his D&D character from, but no speedboats. Yeah, pretty much. He doesn't play D&D though. At one point he asked me to draw a Transformer, and I was like, buddy, I'm like, I can't do that. Not quickly anyway. Yet. Maybe you could turn different cars into people. No, he just wants the car. How much time we got left? Oh, we've got plenty of time. Why am I even worried? The next stream I'm gonna draw some of my OCs. I draw my OCs every stream. If I get to draw whatever I want, my characters are gonna go in there somewhere. Or, like, not mine, or, like, my friend's characters or something. But in terms of just drawing mine and, like, nothing else, I don't know. I think if that's a future stream that you guys want, then you can request that. But I mean, like, in terms of, like, just drawing my characters flat out, I do that all the time anyway. Like, I feel like it's, like, stream is just a place for me to draw my characters. Like, it's about it. That's, like, where it happens. Iggy! What are you doing here? You're not supposed to be here until Sunday, my guy. I think you've gotten lost now. I'm joking. How you doing, my guy? How you doing, bro? Wanted to see? Yo. I appreciate it. I appreciate the drop in, my guy. Back muscles. Yeah, I miss strong muscles, man. Most of like my friends' characters, like especially with like D&D, not a lot of them are super muscular, or I just don't have the opportunity to draw muscles as much anymore. So I'm like, I'm happy. I'm content. Word, right? I love me a good back muscle. I want to draw cord now. Would that be considered fan art? Yeah. I am open to anybody drawing my characters. If you draw my characters, please post it in the Discord and tag me. I will love you forever. I am a scapula enjoyer, so it's so cool seeing muscles move around. 100%. I am also a scapula enjoyer. I'm just a bone enjoyer. I love bones. So, like, I love me a good art. Love me a good bone movement. Yes, I love I love illustrations of all of my characters, please. You know the Discord? Exclamation point Discord. Watching videos on how it moves, I'm like, can do that? Can do that? Yes? Trying story so far. Thank you. Thank you. My voice hurts a little bit, and my wrist hurts a little bit, but it's okay. We stay alive. Can I animate? No. No. Not at all. I am not an animator. That is Josh. I cannot animate to save my life, dude. Jessie fan art submission box. Corn's arm is pulling the bowstring back. Wouldn't you see his elbow behind his head? You'd think so, right? But in the reference, you don't see the elbow at all. So I'm like, what's happening here is that it's like you have the shoulder right here, the elbow's right here. It's doing that. This is in perspective. So it's like you kind of see it behind the body instead of it being over here, because this is kind of pulling to the front. But also, if you're pulling this back, the arm is moving in front of your body anyway. So it's like back over there. Am I willing to try? No, that's the thing, is that I used to go to school where I had to animate all the time. Hey, thanks. No worries. I used to, I went to game art school for a while, and one thing that we had to do all the time was animate, and that's where I learned that I hate animating. Like, I can't do it. Like, I hate animating, dude. Like, it's just not my forte. It's not like I haven't done it before. It's the fact that I have done it before that has told me that I don't like it. Yeah, ask Josh for it. Exactly. Hey, Josh, do you animate? Actively animating. Why? It's a different kind of patience that animation takes, and I'm like, I really just hate drawing the same thing over and over and over, in terms of, like, having to, like, tediously, like, draw the same thing over and over and over, and then, like, get those minuscule movements correct, and it takes so long to get, like, 1 minute of, like, something done, and I'm like, no. I'm like, ain't no way. My best friend is an animator, and it is amazing what they can do. And I know that I cannot do it. I'm like, it ain't no way, bro. So true, yeah. I'm like, bro, I can't. I hate it. Will Josh come to chat? No, probably not. He might be taking a nap. Erase 1,000 frames because they're all wrong, yeah. Imagine the payoff is awesome, though. Oh, no, it totally is. Like, when the work is finally finished and you get to watch it, it's amazing. But I'm like, I'd rather do one big illustration or one big comic by comparison to, like, I like the tedium of comic art. Like, that's the kind of tedium that I like. Or just big illustrations. Because I am, like, a big fan of complicated designs, and it's like I can't do complicated designs if I'm animating. Like I much prefer like just doing one big illustration or one big comic. That just kind of makes my life feel better. Yeah. Not only do you have to draw thousands of frames, you have to do clean up and then color everything. It's super impressive. No, it is 100% impressive. I will never... Like, I respect animators so much. Like, I respect them so much. Because I'm just like, I can't do what you do. I'm like, I do not have that patience, and I do not have that love of animation to want to be an animator. Imagine Jessie being on Drawfee. Being on Drawfee would be pretty fun. I would love to be on Drawfee. Okay. That'd be a fun crossover, yeah. Sorry, giving my voice just a slight rest right now. You know, Drawfee? Do you think I live under a rock? I live on the internet. Like, I'm like, I like... Thank you, Iggy. Public speaking, love it or hate it. I am neutral. I have no problem public speaking. But like I don't have a love for it. I just kind of like, if I have to do it, I'll do it. But it's not like I'm like chomping at the grit to do public speaking, you know? I mean, I'm literally like, this is kind of a form of public speaking, streaming. This is public, and you guys are watching me speak. I'm glad we have the replays available forever. Yep. Us digital artists rarely touch grass. I love touching grass. I love going out. Like, I love going outside. I never have the time. Which makes me sad. I would go out way more if I could. We take your dumb ideas and make even dumber drawings. Yeah. I love Drawfee. I watch them every once in a while. They're not like one of my like top whoopsies. They're not one of my like top channels that I watch, but they are like one that I'll watch every once in a while. Grass is itchy. You're touching the wrong grass. Grass is soft, bro. Very important to color in your lines if you're doing everything with the same like line strength, same line width, just because like it helps break up the forms a bit. Makes them feel a little bit less clunky. Do we have a tutorial on shading metal things? Something similar to that? Want to draw a certain sarcastic robot that likes cake? Oh, Portal nerd. No, I don't. Oh, we do? We have a metal tutorial? Who taught that one? If it was me, I don't remember. I guess we do. A quick tip on color theory of picking colors as far as saturated and desaturated. Don't go all the way to the right. Oh, it was Vanessa. Okay, okay. Think you've done some and Vanessa. I can grab the link. Okay, sick. Yeah, no, I don't remember what stream ends. I don't remember anything that I've said. Like, I'll be 100% real. Accuse me of nothing. I don't remember anything. You have drawings of Corn that we can use for fan art? Yeah. I mean, this is kind of referencing him right here. He doesn't get more complex than this. Really. Like full bodies? Yeah. I don't have, like, Corn doesn't get much more complex than this. Corn kind of just looks like this right now. He's got the one scar on the side over here. This is his, like, canon outfit. I, like, just don't draw him like this much, though. Most of the time, I draw him in anything other than his canon outfit. Just because I think it's, like... I like to draw modern clothing. But, I mean, his eyes, like, generally... like... do this magic more. It's, like... they're big and round. One big black pupil, and then, like, just a little... yellow stripe down the center like that. Like, that's what Corn's eyes look like most of the time. They do the slit thing if he's focusing, or if he's upset. Yep, he's a barbarian. Came from a forest. So yeah, he doesn't really wear a shirt. But again, I rarely draw him in his canon outfit, so it's like most of the time I kind of just draw him in like a hoodie and like sweatpants. But didn't you add arching gloves? I don't know. This guy didn't have arching gloves. I'm not an archer. I don't know anything about archery. So I don't know. This guy didn't have gloves. So I was like, okay, I'm not gonna draw gloves. We'll say that, like, Corn has scales, so it's, like, different than human skin or whatever. Yeah, Barbarian. Barbarian has a thing. It's unarmored defense, where it's like I get a higher like defense if I'm not wearing armor. So it's like it's better to not wear armor on Corn. Not wear armor, not wear anything really. It's usually just better for the stat boost. Enjoy your food. He's strong. 17 strength, baby. I want to raise it, but I'm like, I don't know how. I'm like, I feel like I should get an item. Because our paladin has a 20 strength. So I'm like, okay, well... I don't know if you should add wings or not. He doesn't have wings. Oh, I don't, unless you're talking to somebody else. And I'm like, Corn does not have wings. I was choosing between either wings and a tail, and I was like, I'll go with a tail. Because Dragonborn don't tend to have either, except for like the Taldore homebrewed ones. Clicking noises, yeah. The lasso tool is your best friend. Maybe so many people render so easily. Rendering hurts my brain. I have like a bunch of different... For me, I don't really have the most consistent way of rendering. I kind of just switch it around depending on what I'm doing. So it's like some days I'll render... some days I'll render a little more smoothly. Some days I'll render a little bit more like this, where it's like I'm not really thinking too hard. I'm kind of just like, okay, well, just need to get this done. But if I am doing something like for like commission work, then I will think more about how I render or something. Look at that. Nice and subtle. Gives a nice, just a nice subtle, hue shift. How come the shoulder blade isn't drawn in? What do you mean? Do you mean this? Right here? The trapezius? This arm is also rotated, so you kind of see the trapezius slotting in both sides, on both sides of the delt. The shoulder blade shows up in tandem with the trapezius, your traps. So if you see the traps, that's also your shoulder blade. If you only see your shoulder blade, that person is probably very thin. What's Corn's personality like? 8. He's 8. No, he's kind of, he's a little bit dumb, kind of says what's on his mind all the time, but overall a good boy. Originally I was gonna play Corn as like a gremlin, but then he ended up becoming like this little goody two-shoes child, so I'm like, you know what? Yeah, sure, I'll stick with that. He's a boy. Yeah. Hang on. I'm like all pretty much done this, but I want to do a little extra thing. Oh, my teacher plays her videos during our class to help with photography? Interesting. All right. Hope you enjoy. Why is this? What was that? Why did you do that? The shoulder blade was visible. Do you mean this right here? That's the trapezius, my friend. That's this. Oh, whoops. Like that right there is the trapezius. That's not the shoulder blade. The shoulder blade would be like attached to the trapezius right there. Because this is all like that. Tell your teacher to reach out to us? Yeah. You think Corn listens to that Corn meme song? No. Absolutely not. Do you have a favorite food? He really likes eating dill leaves. I made that up at one point and I was just kind of stuck, but he'll just eat anything. He likes eating. That's another big thing about his character. The boy is a vacuum. Does he like corn on the cob? He'll eat it. Drawing a face, yeah. Father cheering for his son? Yes, absolutely. Pierce is the one who usually uses a bow. Good old teaching moment inside a teaching moment. Yeah, pretty much. You have to pay to be in the virtual classes? Yes. Stick. Yeah, Pierce is a stick growing out of his head. It's an elvish or an elf thing, I guess. You tell that I like to handwrite my comic fonts. Well, you're spelling trapezius wrong, so... Okay, but no, the trapezius is, like, on top of the shoulder blade. It doesn't go, like... Like, I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. That's not the right image. Yeah. Yeah, because our trapezius is like this, and then you have like the smallest bit of like the scapula pointing out here. But then you also have like other muscle over top of the scapula anyway. So it just depends on where you move that scapula to begin with and how you move it. If the person is super muscular, that trapezius is going to overtake that scapula in a heartbeat. That is so sweet. Pierce is great. I love drawing Pierce. Are you winning, son? No, literally. Where are your colors, Pierce? There you are. The green man. Tall green man. Because Pierce is like 6'4". I love how I'm drawing a character Oliver who has like zero back muscle using a buff guy back rep. Any idea how I can get a skinny guy back? So you look up lean body type back reference. Lean body type. L-E-A-N. Lean body type back reference. The more keywords you stuff in there, you'll find something eventually. But yeah, based on body type, things will look different. Things will change. Like that trapezius won't be as intense on somebody who's not as muscular. The delts won't be as pronounced, right? Stuff like that. It really depends on the person, right? And somebody who's a bit more flabby, right? You won't be able to see serratus anterior, right? Somebody more thin, you probably won't really see the serratus as much either. If you're flabby or thin, you might see your scapula. If you're more muscular, you're probably going to see the trapezius take that over. Scared, thundering lightning outside real bad. Oh, goodness. Oh, good luck. Oh, there's 5 minutes. I didn't even notice that. That's okay. This is like almost done. Kevin just here to advertise his channel stuff. I mean, Kevin works. He's our mod. I'm just here to listen to Jessie talk. Advertising stuff is my side gig. There you go. Unreasonably thin, but also unreasonably strong, then you just draw them thin. What they can do does not matter. Like, whatever body type they draw is what matters. If they are thin, then you see the back, then you see the scapula more pronounced. Because those back muscles are not built up. Kevin is aggressively promoting the video. Understood. I kind of just want to do this, because then I can do... Where'd my cloud go? There you are. Advertising a lesson, who does that? Like, you walk into a classroom and say, "We got to disc." I'll be totally honest. I mean, like, we kind of have to advertise. This is this is a school. Like, this is an online school, so like advertising. Like, I subtly advertise to you guys all the time. You hear that about T-minus 3 minutes? Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, in my classes we learned this. Kevin's like, go to this school. Yeah, pretty much. Don't mind me. I do final FX things. I don't really like it. Okay. I think I like the yellow more. I think that is fun. Oh, is it 5? Yo, hang on. Give me a second. I'm moving stuff. I'm moving stuff around. Oops. It really is just better here. Oh, that's annoying. Kind of wish I could put it somewhere else. Like, the best is if it's not there at all, but I want to put this here, so. Okay. Okay, give me a second. Alright. Hey, y'all. That is 5 o'clock. Thank you all so much for joining for today. If you don't know too much about the studio, don't know too much about us, we are Wing Canvas. We are an art school. If you'd like to join us for some classes, be sure to check out the classes that we offer, wingcanvas.com. Check out the classes that we offer. I teach both digital art and a mentorship class for those who are looking to build up a portfolio or gain the skills to get a portfolio. Or just gain some more advanced art skills in general. That's what our mentorship is. Digital art is more about building your portfolio. If you'd like to draw some instructor-led illustrations, that is there for you. If you'd like to see the class, oh my god, if you'd like to download the JPEGs for any of the files that I work with, you're gonna have to join our Discord. Exclamation point Discord, join, talk with other fellow art nerds, talk with other people. I'm there sometimes. Talk with Kevin, talk with Evie, everyone, every fun little individual that is there. And you can also submit work for the weekly art submissions over there as well. But if you'd like any of my working files, anything with layers, you're gonna have to join our Patreon, patreon.com/wingcanvas. Either join us over on Patreon or become a Wing Canvas YouTube member. We release monthly working files. We also release other content every week, whether it is a work in progress YouTube video or class recordings to that effect. Join us on either side and you can get the benefits of being a Wing Canvas Patreon or Wing Canvas member. But alright. What are we doing? What are we doing? Next week, I believe you are animating with Josh once again. Your channel. Next week, you guys are going to be animating wind, animating air with Josh. Tomorrow, you're going to be drawing birds with Iggy. So if you'd like to join us tomorrow at 3 p.m., Iggy will be teaching you how to draw some birds, some burbs. And this coming Saturday, you will be animating wind with Josh. He will be returning and he will be animating with you guys. But alright. Thank you all so much for joining. And I'll see y'all in a couple of weeks. Au revoir. Bye-bye.